Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. I saw a tweet yesterday from someone daring to correct the future ruler of Earth, telling me that I was wrong, that my sources were incorrect, and there is no civil war going on behind the scenes at Lucasfilm.
All right. Tell that to SJW hack writer and professional killjoy Pablo Hidalgo, who made fun of Star Wars Theory for crying when he saw Luke Skywalker in a private tweet that got leaked. And when he was busted, he had to back away with his tail between his legs, pretending that he was making fun of himself the whole time.
Yep. Turns out his Twitter was infiltrated by a Lucas loyalist who leaked a spectacle of Lucasfilm employees hating on Star Wars fans once again, and he had to pretend not to hate real Star Wars, which I'm sure stuck in his craw. The evidence continues to mount that there is a civil war being waged at Lucasfilm for the soul of Star Wars, and the Lucas loyalists are winning. Favreau scored a massive home run with the Season 2 finale of The Mandalorian, and it shook Disney and Lucasfilm to the core. According to my sources, the LEGO Star Wars Holiday Special, which starred Rey and Poe and Finn gleefully crapping all over Star Wars history, was deliberately pitted against The Mandalorian, a series that included a deep reverence for Star Wars lore, including Luke Skywalker. And there can be no doubt that Kennedy's LEGO Special bombed and Favreau's reintroduction of Luke Skywalker crashed Disney servers and resulted in a wave of new subs for Disney+.
You hear that, Kathleen? You and the Star Wars Story Group got your asses kicked. Game over, ma'am. Game over.
Not quite, Harvey, because these SJW types are sore losers. They don't care if Disney makes money. They don't care if Star Wars prospers. Quite the opposite. Star Wars is nothing to them except a platform for woke wankery and whiny whinging. And if they can't degrade Luke to strike back at the so-called patriarchy, which doesn't even exist or I'd certainly be a member of it, then they'll burn the whole house down, which is now their objective, according to a new leak from WDW Pro, a Disney insider with an excellent track record for rumors that later prove to be true. According to WDW Pro on piratesandprincesses.net, Lucasfilm and Disney writers livid over Luke Skywalker and white male leads.
Holy racism, Batman! Isn't it wrong to discriminate against people because of their race and or sex?
Yes, Harvey, unless it's white males, in which case it's not bigotry, it's race hatred, which is perfectly fine if the object of the hate is a white male.
I don't understand.
Good. That means you're not an asshole. But apparently there are a lot of racist, sexist assholes behind the scenes at Disney and Lucasfilm, working under Kathleen Kennedy, who not only want to double their efforts to humiliate and degrade Luke Skywalker, but they want to make sure that no white male will appear as a lead in any Disney or Lucasfilm project for the foreseeable future. According to WDW Pro, quote, "Behind the scenes, large swaths of Kathleen Kennedy loyalists are messaging back and forth about their disdain for Luke Skywalker, a Caucasian male, being brought back in any valiant form, and are actively planning on how they can roadblock the retcon attempts of Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau to make Luke Skywalker a hero once more. The Hidalgos of Lucasfilm are not about to let Star Wars go back to what it once was."
You mean successful?
Exactly. They don't really want Star Wars to be successful because, you see, it has attained the level of myth in our culture, and because they see our culture as the non-existent patriarchy of their nightmares, they want to ruin all the things that are beloved in our culture.
Because they view Western culture as the enemy, and they want to demoralize their enemy.
Precisely, Harvey. They only want to keep Star Wars around long enough to thoroughly disgrace Luke Skywalker, but of course all they're doing is costing Disney money, and Disney is desperate enough for money now that, lo and behold, the mouse is starting to notice the losses. Mickey Mouse needs money badder than Donald Duck needs pants, Pluto needs a vocabulary, and Pablo Hidalgo needs writing lessons. The need for profit is why Favreau and Filoni were able to make Luke Skywalker back into a hero again. And that's why Kennedy and her crappy cohorts are so bent out of shape. They've been shown up to be feckless frauds and hectoring hacks with absolutely nothing to recommend themselves. It's quite clear these people are incapable of creating anything beautiful or meaningful for themselves from scratch. They're just a bunch of cultural vandals compensating for their profound lack of creativity, integrity, and talent by wrecking the work of actual creative people. How do they intend to destroy Luke Skywalker? According to WDW Pro, quote, apparently the discussions are that in future creative meetings and story group sessions, these individuals plan to introduce ideas and narratives that would make a Luke redemption difficult. These wacko creatives are reportedly working in private messages to sabotage attempts by Filoni and Favreau via minor mediums, such as graphic novels, to push the Last Jedi narrative even harder.
Well, but of course, SJWs love the narrative that Rey can be a Jedi Master without training because SJWs hate the idea of people actually working for anything because they want to just be given stuff. Achievement is not an idea that snowflakes like, since they will never achieve anything. So Rey is great just because she's the bestest ever.
Indeed, Harvey. These so-called writers at Lucasfilm, who have never written anything of note, who only got the job because they hated white males, hate the idea of anyone earning anything by way of merit, since merit is something these hacks will never possess. That's why belittling Luke Skywalker is so personal to them. Heroes are to be outlawed in the new Snowflake Republic, and to that end, says WDW Pro, quote, the goal is to canonize concepts in the coming years that would prevent the Luke and Grogu from being future heroes that Favreau has planned. These people are incensed that the reaction of Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian has been incredible.
Oh, that troublesome and patriarchal thing called quality. As much as they hate white males, they hate good stories even more, since they will never ever write one.
Good writing tasks guys like Pablo Hidalgo, and their revenge is not to try to improve themselves, but to ruin the good stories of others. Such is the way of the cultural vandal, and in an ugly and outright display of active racism, there is now a movement to ban Caucasian male leads from Disney movies from now on, according to WDW Pro. At last, the true racists and sexists reveal themselves.
But they don't consider themselves as racist and sexist. They see themselves as punishing people who just happen to be white and male every single time. Purely coincidental, due to white males being evil and all.
I know, right? What is an SJW to do in the face of such an evil pretend patriarchy? But I'll tell you what's not pretend, Harvey. Their racism and sexism. While they're worrying about their fucking pronouns and their 73 different genders, they are doomed by the fact that they are the very racists and sexists they accuse us of being. Hatred is hatred, and there can never be any justification for hating anyone for the way they were born. There is no in-group that you can hate and still remain a moral person. These people behind the scenes plotting Luke Skywalker's demise are just not intelligent enough to understand that their racist and sexist policies of division are undoing decades of progress in erasing racial and sexual divisions by incessantly calling out all those divisions and creating the very racism and sexism they pretend to hate. These SJWs don't see people, they see race. They don't see entertainment, they see platforms. They don't see love, they see shame. Shame everywhere. Shame on everyone who isn't as obsessed as they are over what percentage of a cast is representative of the LGBTQ+ agenda, or how many ways you can smash the patriarchy by having 90-pound women toss around 200-pound men in what laughably passes as girl power in films these days. In short, they're going to lose because their position is fundamentally immoral. But more simply than that, it's because they're sad, deluded fanatics who want to make people unhappy in unhappy times, and that is why they will fail. And that is why we will keep fighting for a day when no group is marginalized and no one is shunned for the color of their skin or the kind of genitals they keep in their pants. Something these haters apparently will never understand. So there you have it, people. Once again, Doomcock is proven right. Here is even more evidence that there is a civil war at Lucasfilm. And that civil war is only getting uglier. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.